Konnichiwa. Ian des. Let's learn some English. And today, as you can see, we're looking at homonyms, which are quite tricky. So they look the same, the spelling is the same, and the pronunciation is the same. So you'll read it and hear it the same, but there's a different meaning. So you might hear it and someone's talking about one thing, but they mean a kind of different thing. So I've put the words into Google, and it's quite interesting because we'll see what Google thinks the word means, but there can be two different meanings. So let's have a look. It'll make more sense when you see it. So the first word is arm, which most people will think of this. But if you're an American and you hear the word arm, you might think of guns. If you think of a crime, you have armed robbery. The man was armed with a gun. So having guns means you are armed. It's a firearm. Why it's called that, I don't know, but you have a firearm and you have a arm. So that's a tricky one. Then we have fly. So that is a fly. But you probably also know this type of flying. You can fly in a plane, or you can be a housefly, buzzing around. Two types of fly. Obviously, when you're talking to someone, it will make sense what they're talking about, hopefully. If they say, oh, I'm going to fly to Tokyo, you know they're probably talking about an aeroplane, not the insect, because that would make no sense. So you need the context for a lot of these words. But it's good to know both meanings so you're prepared. Next we have chest. So this red area is the chest. And the other type of the other type of chest is a treasure chest. So this type of box, that's a chest. You might hear it as a chest of drawers, as well as your body chest. Then we have a bat. So this little animal, the flying animal, is a bat. But I'm sure you know baseball. And if you want to play baseball, you need a bat. So you can have bat the animal and bat the, I guess it's a sports accessory. So two types of bats. And a box. So you have this type of box, a cardboard box. Can you think of the other type of box? Give you a clue, it's a sport. And you probably hear it as boxing, or he is a boxer. But you can say, oh, he likes to box. And if someone likes to box, it means this. It doesn't mean they like this. Then we have break. So this plate is broken. So you can say, be careful, it might break. And then it breaks. Another type of break is stopping and having a rest. Now here in the UK, the biscuit Kit Kat, which I know you all know, it has a word, a slogan. It says, have a break, have a Kit Kat. So stop what you're doing and relax and have a Kit Kat. And then there's a different type of break, but it's spelled differently, so we're not talking about that. But very technical. So to stop your car or your bicycle, you have to press the brake. So that's this little thing here is the stops the tire. It's brake, but it's spelled differently, so we're not talking about that. Is this here, B-R-E-A-K. Brake is stop and rest, or it's to smash something that breaks. And then we have can. So you might think of a can of Coke, a can of soup. You could also call that a tin of soup, can of soup. But we're talking about can here. And the other type of can is, can you do something for me? So are you able to do something for me? Just a bit of a grammary word. Can you jump? Can you do it? Are you able to do it? And then this type of can. Or this type. And then we have fire. So you probably know this type of fire. It's hot. And the other type of fire is when we talk about work. You can get fired. You're fired. He's going to fire me because I am bad at my job. So if you set your work on fire, they'll probably fire you. And then we have spring. Here we can see both. That's a spring. You can stretch it. And then after winter comes spring. So when all the flowers wake up, see the sakura in spring. Two types of spring. Then we have train. Most people probably think of this. But the other type is, if you go to a gym, you are training. I'm going to train to run a marathon. So I trained really hard to win the Olympics. You can have a trainer who helps you do your exercise, as well as this type of train to get you places. And then we have palm. So this part of your hand, that's your palm, the middle bit, the circle. That's your palm. And then this is a palm tree. Totally different, but same word, sounds the same. Then we have a ring on your finger. Do you have a ring? Another type of ring is a sound. So your telephone will make a ringing sound. It'll go ring ring, ring ring. That's a ring. And this is a ring. One you hear, one you wear. And then light. So obviously this is a light bulb. There's a light here. That's a light. And then if something is the opposite of heavy, so you can see this weight here is light, it's only small. This one's a lot bigger, it's heavier. So something that weighs light, or it can be light like in the light down here. Then you have bark. So on the outside of a tree, this brown stuff keeps the tree safe, is called bark. And the noise that this chap makes is also a bark. So a dog barks and a tree has bark. And then we can have a bar. So somewhere you go for a drink. That's a bar. You might call it a pub, but Many people call it a bar. I think in Japanese it's a bar. And we also have this going across that he's holding on to. That is a bar. This bit in the middle that he's holding on to, that's a bar. So you can have this type of bar, or you can have that type of bar. Then we have glasses. So this man is wearing glasses, but he may also say, I need to go get some glasses. That's a glass. And if you have more than one, they are glasses. So here is some different types of glasses. Some are short, some are wide, some are handles. Different beers and different glasses. And if you can't see that very well, put on your glasses. So the two types of glasses. Then we have right. And that can mean like this. You know when you have the circle and the cross? That's right, that's wrong. So correct, incorrect. Something is right. And the other one is direction. That's my left hand. It's my right hand. That's the right. Which way is right? Which way is left? Is right the right direction? Then we have a tie. So this here is a tie. And the other type of tie is when you make a knot. So you have to tie a tie. This person has tied a knot. And these ties have been tied. Tie a tie. Then we have nail. So you can have fingernails like this, or a nail you would hammer in. So this here in his hand is a nail. He's going to hit it with a hammer. Then we have mean. Mean can mean, had to use the word there. So mean is being horrible to someone. If I'm nasty and rude and say something not very nice, I'm being mean. But it can also, in maths, can mean average. And obviously I've said the word about 5 times already to explain. So it means, its meaning is, mean is the definition almost. This word means, I think it means, here's it in maths where it's being the average. So the average is 5. If you understand maths, you understand mean is the middle. But you probably are more likely to get people being mean. And then we have match. So you strike a match and it will go on fire. Or the other word is a sports match. So here we have some football matches. Very different. And then you can have a watch, your wristwatch. Or you can just watch. You are watching this. You're watching me. You're watching my watch. So that one's probably quite common. You might hear that quite a lot. Exact same word written down, sounds the same, but this and this are very different. Then we have wave. there is the great wave of the ocean, and this is a wave. I am waving at you. There you go, 2 types of wave. And then we have park. So in the city, you'll have a little area of grass and play area, trees. That's a park. But when you get into your car and you stop, you have park the car. These cars are parked, so as soon as you stop, put the handbrake on, your car is parked. On some cars, the automatic cars, on the gear stick it will say park, meaning neutral, I guess. So you see the P for park. So you've stopped. And then lastly we have fine. So fine is a feeling, sort of, it's not awesome, it's like, yeah, pretty good, I'm fine. So, are you feeling fine? I feel fine. I have no complaints. And the other type of fine is more kind of like this. So, if you are driving your car too fast and the police catch you, they will give you a fine, a ticket. And it will say, please pay money because you were bad. Same for parking. If you park in the wrong place, you may get a fine, and they'll say you made a mistake, you've got to pay 3,000 yen to say sorry. And that is not fine when you get a fine. You'll be annoyed when you get a fine. So that was homonyms, which are words that look the same, sound the same, but mean 2 different things. So it can be quite confusing. When you first hear them, you may not realise there's a different version, because there's quite a lot of these. Makes things complicated. Is there any you didn't know? Any you did know? Any extra you can think of? There's definitely more. So let me know. And of course, you got the website. If you want more lessons, more worksheets, more vocabulary lists, questions you can answer, sign up for free. And keep practicing your English. Arigato. Matane.